Hey guys, Spartan here, and this is a guide for Backpack Hero since it just got released recently and has not really changed since the beta version, that being the most recent testing branch. So, I can quickly shovel out a guide of which items you should unlock at the start of the game, because unlocking items is an important aspect of the game, and knowing which items to unlock, which are actually good, greatly increases your chances of victory. So, I'm going to be doing it via the town hall, which you unlock and just connects all the buildings, so you can do it all here in one place. But I'm going to be going from building to building. So, which items are the best to unlock right at the start of the game? First off, an item that I would recommend unlocking is Liquid Luck. So, luck in this game is one of the best things, just one of the most consistent ways you can win. Well, I say consistent, but luck in itself is inconsistent. At any rate, luck is a stat that you want to try and get as much of as fast as possible, and Liquid Luck greatly helps you that, as it adds great luck. So, all it takes is one armor potion, which is the one that grants you 25 armor on use. It's easy to bring back. There's no downside. Another item that I would recommend unlocking is the flowers, which is another luck-based item, which grants you luck and 1 energy. The 1 energy can help you finish off an enemy or give you some extra block, and it just gives you luck, which is good. I would also very much recommend, obviously, unlocking Anglerfish, because it grants great luck, and it grants 6 regen. That is a absolute ton of healing. Like, the normal cave fish, as you can see up here, grants 4 regen, which grants basically 10 healing if you let it all go through, and you don't have any other regen. This one grants you 21 HP worth of regen. So yeah. Also, it's a fish, so it has fish synergy. I'd also recommend unlocking the Cave Shark, because 2 energy and healing 5 HP is very good economy-wise. You can unlock Cool Drink, it's okay. There are better things to do, though. The reason that you want to consider not unlocking some of this stuff is because it clogs the pool, like how I haven't unlocked Spoiled Milk, Cleansing Bomb, or Blue Rose on this file, is because they just clog the pool, and every time you roll a drop, you may roll this item, which is not good. Like, yeah, 18 block twice sounds good, but poison is annoying, and you can't block it, and since poison happens at the end of your turn, you're instantly taking damage. So, I'd like T. T is good. T is 8 regen on a 1 space item and 2 dodge. So this gives you an absolute ton of survivability if you can find it. It is a single-use item, but pretty much everything in this building is. Rare Herb is also good. Adds 3 max HP. If you're wondering where to get these herbs from, you need to get the old log accessory and use it, and then it gives you a herb, basically. And yeah, bring that back to town, get this. Easy 3 max HP. So the blacksmith is where we start to see the case of you need to unlock items to unlock other items, which is why the first item you should unlock on your file, pretty much, is the Knight's Shield. The reason you want to unlock Knight's Shield is it's a requirement for items such as the Knight's Armor, which is a very good item, and the King's Shield, which is a very good item. So yeah. Unlock Knight's Shield, and the next thing you probably want to unlock is the Little Buckler, because the Little Buckler is required for a bunch of items as well. It's required for the Amethyst Buckler, which you will not see for a while, because it also requires the different building to be built. You need it for the Swamp Buckler, which is a good item, and it's needed for the Hercule Purvice, which you'll probably not make until like the very end game, because it requires a lot of unlocks. But yeah. Get gauntlets, both of them, right and left. They are amazing items. They can both grant, if you're playing Purse, up to 10 block each turn without any interference or any influence from any other items if you build your backpack fully horizontal. Yeah, very good item, especially for 1 space. Greaves is a good item if you're running Shoe Hat. Shoe Hat is a very powerful item, and if you want to fill your inventory with Shoe Hats and Greaves and run like a bunch of shivs or something, that works consistently. Tower Shield. Tower Shield is a good item to get. It may seem weaker than every other shield, but the passive armor that it gives you off its armor to the left gets +2 block. Easily makes up for it, which is why Knight's Shield is heavily recommended above Slat's Shield, wherever that is. It is here. Because this gives 8 block, Knight's Shield gives 7 block. If you have one piece of armor, then Knight's Shield will be giving as much as, 1 block. But if you plan on not actually blocking with your shield and just using it for the passive armor gain and only blocking when you need to, Knight's Shield is obviously better. Steel Boots is pretty good. 2 block every turn per space above is nice. And yeah, that's pretty much all you probably need to unlock. Mirror Shield is nice, but it is outclassed by some of the other things like a King's Shield. Now the barracks. The barracks holds the shurikens and everything else. It's like basically just weapons. Chipped Sword is a good item to get at the start of the turn. Or, well, at the start of your file. Chipped Sword is actually a lot better than it looks because it does more damage than a wooden sword, and you get 1 free use. Meaning this isn't like a shiv where, oh, you just use it once and then you don't have to, well, you can't use it for the rest of the turn. But no, if you want to, you can use Chipped Sword like twice for 1 energy, and it deals 8 damage twice, which is pretty good. You can also just use it like a shiv for 8 damage, which is fairly decent. Doru is a nice item to get because it allows you to fully run a defensive build and then only have Doru for damage, because going from 1 damage to 17 and then to like 33 or something like that is... this weapon scales up very quickly, and if you can find like a golden whetstone, this easily can smash everything in its way outside of looped content. Yeah, good item. Golden Shiv is very good to get in, like, your runs specifically. It does take a lot of treasure required to actually unlock this thing, but it's a very good item. I recommend it because it may seem situational, like, oh yeah, on kill 2 gold, but gold is very good to stack. Like, and any on kill effect may as well read on kill everything, because you are going to specifically try to kill everything with this weapon, and that's not as hard as it sounds if you remember that Scratch exists, so you can deal like 3 damage easily. Yeah, as long as you're not a Satchel or something like that. Cleavers, we'll get to Cleavers. Cleavers are probably worth unlocking, but yeah. Lucky Shiv is also much akin to the Golden Shiv, except you can only really run 1 at once because you need to feed all your kills to them usually. I guess you can go gold and luck if you can manage to kill 2 enemies on the same turn. Mace is good. Mace is good specifically because it has great synergy with items like the Spring Gem, or basically anything that says adjacent weapons are used. Such as, like, you can get this free with the Archangel Wings, you can get this free with the Shield Demon, and it grants you a whole bunch of value. I mean, 16 damage, 2 slow and 2 weak. Pretty good. Also, if you have a bunch of energy, it's also kind of good. Smoke Dagger is probably the best weapon in the game, without needing synergy from anything else. It is 4 damage twice for 0 energy once per turn. That is actually amazing when you consider the fact that it gains double benefits from any statuses. Like, if you have 5 rage, it goes from 8 damage to 18 damage, which is really nice. Any gems get double value. And yeah, it's just a general, really good item. So yeah, unlock a Smoke Dagger as fast as you can. Same with Vorpal Blade, although Vorpal Blade obviously requires the Smoke Dagger to unlock. Vorpal Blade is something that you can put all of your power into, and it will carry. Sure, it may take a lot of energy if you decide to use it more than once. Like 3 energy for 2 uses sounds bad, but once again, it's got the whole double dips on buffs effect, which is really nice. Cleavers are good. The downside with Cleavers is that you have to unlock all the Cleavers in order to actually, benefit from them, because so there's a... You need an uncommon Cleaver to unlock the King Cleaver, and then you need another one to unlock the Queen Cleaver, and then you just need any Cleaver to unlock the Jack Cleaver, and then you get all of those back to town, and you can unlock the Ace Cleaver, which is an amazing item. The only problem with the Cleaver build is that you need luck to gather all the Cleavers, because they are... Basically, all the good ones are rarity or higher. But if you can pull off a Cleaver build absolutely shreds everything, because there's like only one enemy that can even threaten you, and that only happens when looped, and that's a Repsecutioner. So yeah, try to unlock Cleavers if you can, but I would recommend unlocking all three basic Cleavers at once, and Jack Cleaver is not the only uncommon Cleaver, because you have the Spade Cleaver, the Heart Cleaver, and the Club Cleaver, which are all uncommon. So you can just bring one of those back. Red Tusk is a challenge from the challenge board, which I recommend unlocking. It says that your rewards are just one Spark and a Cornucopia, but you get to keep the little Tusk fragment, which is used in the Town Hall to unlock the Tusk, which is a relic. So it can't be rotated, and all items cannot be rotated except for components or cores. That's specifically for Crate. And it grants 2 energy per turn. Not being able to rotate items can be a detriment, definitely, but 2 energy for turn is a lot. Like, if you get this at, well, as your first relic, then you're going up to 5 energy per turn, or 4 if you're playing Pachet. But yeah, it's a pretty good boost in power. I'd recommend it. While we're here, I guess Reverse Hourglass is one. Hourglass is also from a challenge. I forget which one, though. And yeah, this is a Tote item. Tote is generally considered to be underpowered as all hell, but this is kind of a good item. Just don't bother unlocking anything else from Town Hall. These items aren't particularly good. Like, they will clog up your relic selection, and since you only get offered 3 relics at a time, you generally don't want any of these items to be appearing there, except for maybe Spicy Ginger, but at the same time it's very situational. Magical Mycelium. Magic is a bit wonky, but Wizard Staff is an amazing item. It deals 3 damage and adds 2 mana to Connected Mana Network. It may seem to be less effective than other things that add mana, but Wizard Staff gains the benefit of being a weapon so that you can actually deal on-hit damage with it and do stuff. Like, same with the Fire Staff, though. Fire Staff is better than Wizard Staff, but Fire Staff is a bit harder to unlock because you need a Shuriken, but you'll easily be able to get those later on in the game when they start spawning. But yeah, get both of these 2 items. Warrior's Spellbook is also good. It may only add 1 mana, but it does buff adjacent and diagonal weapons for +2 damage this combat. So it's much akin to the Soldier's Shield, which buffs weapons next to it, but this does double the benefit but doesn't give you block, but it also adds mana. So if you have a certain other item which we'll be talking about, this is a great combo. Necronomicon is also very good. It's another 2 mana to everything, but it also actually applies damage through poison. So you can hit this 3 times, gain 6 mana, and apply 9 poison to all enemies, which is usually good enough on its own. That can kill enemies if you decide to just tank up. Like if you have a crummy old magic ring which grants a 4 block on use, and you have like just a 2 mana stone, you can get 4 block twice, which is 8, and then you use the Necronomicon and you repeat that twice over, you have 24 block, and you have applied 9 poison to all enemies. And you can just do that again next turn. Pretty good. Some of these items I'd recommend unlocking just because they're legendary items and they're easy to unlock if you want, but you don't have to do them. Blade Summoner got buffed immensely, so it may actually be worth using now. I honestly haven't experimented with it that much. Charging Mana Stone is good, however. Refills its mana each turn. It's really good if you can upgrade it, but you probably won't be able to. Now for the fun part, the Jeweler. You unlock the Jeweler kind of mid to late game, so it'll take you a while to actually get this unlocked, but you can just hoard up your things beforehand and easily do this. So you want to bring back a bunch of sapphires to town, because they're gems, and most of these just require a gem. And most importantly, Ruby, probably the best gem there is, aside from like Red Pearl, is an amazing gem, and it just requires 1 sapphire. I mean, 4 damage to adjacent weapons is amazing. This can obviously grant you upwards of 16 damage if you don't have duct tape, and if you have it, then more. Yeah, very, very good. Another gem you want to unlock, obviously, is Red Pearl. This can grant you absolutely insane amounts of total damage. Weapons along a diagonal line get +3 damage. This can hit, like, maybe 6 weapons. But yeah, very good. Amethyst is needed to unlock Amethyst Buckler and Row Chain Stars. And Emerald is also required to unlock chain stars, the column chain stars. So if you want to play with shurikens, you need to unlock Emerald and Amethyst. They're pretty good anyway. Diamond is okay. The only reason I would consider not unlocking Diamond, Emerald, and Amethyst is because Pickaxe can generate random gems, and +2 damage is the weak side of gems. When you consider there's things like citrine and pearls and red pearls and rubies, which grant like 3 and 4. So yeah. They're worth unlocking, but if you're just running pickaxe or wanting to run pickaxe, then maybe hold off on them. It's not entirely necessary to get them just yet. You may want to consider unlocking the shuriken bags, because the velvet bag requires 3 shuriken bags. The normal one, the star bag, and the shuriken forge. So yeah, if you want to get that, get it. Ring of Rage is a good unlock, although it's not incredibly good. +1 Rage is a bit minor, considering Rage wears down, but it is tons better than the item that you get to, that you need to unlock it. What Ring of Doom does is it basically takes all the mana you have in your backpack and instantly converts it into instant damage for all of your weapons for the rest of the combat, if you position it correctly. Like, say if you have 5 mana worth of mana stones, it doesn't matter if they're 1s or 2s, and you have like 3 weapons, then you're instantly going to get +10 damage to every weapon that's around it. And getting all that damage on turn 1, where it is pivotal to kill off an important enemy or gain an advantage so that you can, you know, build up block or something, Ring of Doom just kind of carries if you have like any mana. This is the best mana payoff in the game generally, especially if you combine it with like Wizard Staff, which can instantly refill your mana on use, and then you can use this for an instant +4 damage to it. So good. And the final building we're going to talk about is the Temple. So, which items are worth taking? Well, these obviously deals and blessings, and the only 2 that are particularly worth taking are the Blessed Shiv and the Blessed Sword. Blessings have been insanely buffed from the original, just 3 block or 3 damage to adjacent weapons and shields. No, Blessings are genuinely incredibly powerful. Blessed Shiv is a 6 damage Shiv, basically. Like, when you consider the fact that Smoke Dagger is a rare weapon that takes up 2 spaces and does 8 damage for free each turn, Blessed Shiv does close to that. It only takes 1 space, and it can give you a blessing on kill, which is pretty good. Blessed Sword was a laughably bad item until they buffed it, and now it's actually an incredibly good item because it has 3 forge slots now instead of 0. 8 damage isn't an insane amount, but the on-kill create blessings is very good. Like, you can kill an enemy on turn 1, and it can generate you, like, say, a King Cod or whatever it's called, to grant you instantly +2 energy, which greatly helps. Or it can grant you something that increases its own damage, or you're a block, or it can give you block every turn, or it can give you great luck. It's good. So, yeah, unlock Blessed Sword. Is expensive, and does require a rare weapon, but it's worth it. Blessed Quills are also kind of worth it if you're running Pachette a lot, because blessings are just good. You can consider running Blessed Potion, but it is, once again, fairly expensive, and probably hold off until the late game to get this when you have plenty of treasure. But yeah, it's good as well, just because blessings are good, and it has good loot box energy, because it generates 2 items effectively. And yeah, that's going to be the end of this quick little guide of what to unlock for your file of Backpack Hero. I hope you enjoyed. I've made plenty of Backpack Hero videos in the past if you want to watch those. I may make more soon. Who knows? But yeah, until then, goodbye.